In 2020.
Eyewitness weather forecast.
And 6:11 is now the time on your early Monday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking more lingering localized lake effect snow during the overnight hours before we see a bit of a warm up for the midweek and we also start to dry out. Let's take a live look first though at downtown Utica, where it's dry out there right now, 34 degrees. However, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like 28 thanks to that west northwesterly wind at 7 miles an hour. And that wind will be with us not only during the overnight hours but through tomorrow as well. In addition to the wind, there will be again that lake effect snow, so Madison and Chenango counties under a winter weather advisory through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. It did previously include northern Oneida County, but they have been removed from that, and that was set to expire at 7 p.m. this evening anyway. As far as our frosty cold nights are concerned, we're going to have another one of those, even if you don't see the snow, thanks to again that west northwesterly breeze. Temperatures dropping into the middle and upper 20s, although I feel like the teens and in some cases the single numbers overnight tonight. So just be mindful of that. For your morning commute, you might want an extra cup of coffee, maybe let the car warm up an extra few minutes. And temperatures out there right now, largely in the 30s, but there are some spots to the north and east, especially that are at or below freezing, or if not, the upper 20s, like Old Fort 27, Lake Pleasant at 29. But when you factor in that wind, which is blowing anywhere from around 5 to 15 miles an hour, generally out of the northwest, it feels like the teens, the 20s mainly, and some teens up there, like Old Forge 11, Lake Pleasant 14, and Cooperstown 19 out there. So just that's what you're going to want to dress for during the overnight hours and through your morning tomorrow is teens and 20s. Temperatures tomorrow will get up into the 30s. However, it'll feel like the low to mid 30s most of the day with that wind. After starting the day with some clouds and some of that lake effect snow, we will see the sunshine developing through the afternoon, and we'll see more clouds for both Wednesday and Thursday, but at least there will be some warmer temperatures. That's before temperatures get into the middle and upper 40s by Friday and then get knocked down by another cold front that moves our way Friday night into Saturday. So there's some of the lake effect snow streamers, again, coming in off that west northwesterly breeze, mainly focused right now on northwestern Oneida County. However, they will shift their way toward the south, toward Madison and Chenango counties during the overnight hours, and that's why the winter weather advisory is in effect there. The next best chance for precipitation, again, comes on Friday with that next storm system. In the meantime, we will have the chance to dry out with high pressure building in, but this low associated with that trough will keep lake effect snow as well as some wind in the forecast during the overnight hours and through the first part of our Tuesday. So again, a lot of clouds out there overnight tonight. Winds out of the west northwest at around 5 to 10, 15 miles an hour. There could be occasionally higher gusts, but the wind won't be a major issue. It'll only just add insult to injury with the teens, with the 20s, I should say, feeling like the teens, and then the 30s, the upper 30s tomorrow, feeling like the low to mid 30s throughout the day. Could be up to 6 inches of snow, especially in portions of western Madison County. The rest of us only getting up to 2 inches. And then we don't really have many snow chances beyond that. We do get a chance to quiet things down until that next storm system moves through Friday into Saturday. Thomas, back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. You're watching.
Brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. Come see why it's gotta be Nye. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
Happy Monday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some lake effect snow during the overnight hours. And then as we head through our Tuesday, it'll still be cold and windy, but there will be some breaks of sunshine. Let's take a live look first at downtown Utica, where currently temperature is 35 degrees. However, with a west northwesterly wind at 13 miles an hour, that's making it feel like 26. And that dew point is a measure of how much moisture is in the air. That's kind of an indicator of how dry it is right now. And it's also an indicator of where the temperature is going to go during the overnight hours. So 27 is that dew point right now. The winter weather advisory that I was mentioning earlier tonight for Madison and Chenango County has been allowed to expire. It's supposed to expire at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, but because not as much snowfall, the lake effect snow hasn't really organized, that's the reason why it's been let go, at least for that area, which is some good news. What we are going to be dealing with, though, tomorrow morning, in addition to some snow that will still be out there, is a frosty, cold morning. So temperatures dropping into the 20s, but feeling like the single digits and teens thanks to that west northwesterly wind that I was just telling you about. So we've got some areas already up toward the north and east, Old Forge and Lake Pleasant, that are already at 28 degrees. The rest of us from the valley on toward the south, pretty close to the freezing point, if not into the middle 30s, so a little bit chilly out there. But this is actually 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees warmer than it was this time last night, believe it or not. However, it's that wind that makes it feel even chillier. As far as where temperatures are going over the next couple of days, you'll notice the average high right above my head, 48 degrees. And the only day that's close to that is Friday, but that does come with some clouds and some rain. We'll be stepping our way up there after starting starting the week into the midweek period, I should say, in the mid-30s and the upper 30s, making our way into the low and mid-40s by Wednesday and Thursday. And then we step back down for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday into the low and mid-40s out there. And again, Friday, there will be rain in addition to that 48. So there's some of the snow that I've been telling you about over western portions of Oneida, Madison, Shenango, as far south as Otsego County, especially toward the Interstate 88 corridor. Some of that is light to moderate out there, but again, not as organized as we expected it to be, which is some good news. Mind you, the season is still fairly young, so we've got a long way to go with lake effect snow, and it looks like we're not going to be dealing with much of any of it over the next couple of days, with the exception of tonight and tomorrow morning. And it looks like we'll be seeing some rainfall for Friday and into the start of Saturday. High pressure will be building in over the next couple of days. That's our fair weather friend. But the reason for the wind is because of the pressure gradient created by this high pressure, as well as this departing low up into Atlantic Canada. So overnight tonight, we'll see the lake effect snow. It should come to an end anytime between about 7 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see that west-northwesterly breeze with us throughout the entire day, and maybe some sunshine through the afternoon, but still can't rule out a spotty snow shower. Maybe 1 to 3 inches in Oneida, or Onondaga, I should say, in Madison counties. And then as we head through the next couple of days, it will be cool and quiet, but there will be some more clouds by Wednesday and Thursday. Thomas, back over to you in the meantime.
Thank you, Jordan. Folks, we've
Forecast.
And a good Monday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed with the Wutr Eyewitness Weather forecast for the next couple of days. And that includes a winter weather advisory that includes Madison and Shenango counties. And that goes through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. It did include previously northern Oneida County, but that expired at 7, or actually was let go before 7 p.m. this evening. And this is where we have the highest likelihood of seeing 2 to 6 inches of snow. As far as the rest of our area, if you don't see any snow, you will see some cold temperatures as well as some wind out there. And that means that we will get off to a frosty start for our Tuesday with temperatures in the 20s, feeling like the teens out there. Over our Monday, we had temperatures only in the mid and upper 30s, and that means that with the wind, it felt like the 20s for most of the day, and that's also about 15 degrees below average for this time of year. Lake Pleasant only got to 32 today. As far as where temperatures are going over the next couple of days, we'll only see temperatures around 40 degrees for both tomorrow and on Wednesday. And then for our Thursday, we will see temperatures getting up into the mid-40s out there and getting up into the upper 40s on Friday, which is considered average for this time of year. However, there will be some rain, and some of that could linger into Saturday as well before we take a step down temperature-wise and then come back up for the weekend and the start of next week. Those precipitation chances will be lower Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Friday, again, that next storm system heads our way with a cold front attached to it as well. Temperatures starting off between 45 and 50 on Friday, and then ending up in the low 40s again by Saturday with some lower rain chances by then. Overnight tonight, we will see a west-northwesterly breeze. Temperatures themselves will be into the middle and upper 30s, but feeling like the teens, middle and upper 20s, I should say, but feeling like the teens and 20s with the wind out there. The wind will be with us through our Tuesday as well, as you can see here on our Futurecast, and so will the lake effect snow showers, especially to the south. But then as we go through the day, we'll start the day with clouds and end up with some sunshine out there. Temperatures making their way into the middle and upper 30s, but again, feeling like the low to mid 30s through most of the day with that wind out there before it eventually goes calm tomorrow night and into the day on Wednesday. And temperatures themselves on Wednesday will be into the middle and upper 30s to low 40s out there. It's a little bit warmer than it has been recently. Most of us to the southwest seeing up to 2 inches of snow. However, there could be portions of Onondaga County as well as western Madison County that do get as much as 2 to 6 inches, maybe even higher than that as we head through. This takes us through Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And then once we get beyond that, we will see, again, just breezy conditions for your Tuesday. A lot of clouds out there, a lot of clouds still with us, but still cool and quiet for Wednesday and Thursday. And then for Friday, getting back between 45 and 50 degrees and a few showers lingering into Saturday. But the rest of the weekend looks not bad with temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Thomas, in the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. When we come back,